Hello everyone, welcome to the ITLS Academy. Today we are going to discuss another topic in the series of food processing, and the topic that we are going to discuss is about the food processing by electrical field. Here we use our electrical field for the food processing, where the food processing means that the conversion of raw materials into the edible product, and that edible product are consumed by the consumer, and when consumer consume that product, they have a health benefits. So it is considered as a food processing. Suppose that we have a wheat flour. Now what we have to do, we convert that wheat flour into the bread. Now this wheat flour are considered as a raw material, and this bread is what? Bread is a product. Even it is a edible product which is consumed by the consumer. So the process that we use for the food processing is known as the electric field, because there are different food processing methods are present, in which electric field is also a like one of the modern method of that food processing. Okay, you can see that in electric field we are not using any heat. We are not using any heat. When heat is not uses, then means that it come under the category of non-thermal process. Non-thermal process. It is known as a food processing by electric field. Introduction. Electric field technology is an emerging means that the method which are new, method which are new, or you can say that developing, because you know that the mostly we use a thermal method for the food processing, but these electric field for the processing of the food method, it is an emerging method, non-thermal method for both food preservation and processing. Okay, see, this food process and food preservation are interconnected. Okay, in food processing what we have to do, we convert the raw material into the product, and when we have to increase the shelf life of the food product, then that process is known as a food preservation. Increase the shelf life of the food product, it is known as a food preservation. It uses a short burst of high voltage electric pulses. Here what we have to use, we have to use a electric pulses, and that electric pulses are very short burst, but their voltage is very high, and that electric pulses is inactivate the microorganisms, enzyme, and at that time also maintain the sensory and nutritional quality of the food product, and their nutritional and sensory quality are much better than the traditional thermal treatment, because when we do our traditional thermal treatment, then there is a loss of nutritional and sensory you will sensory values take place, but when we use that non-thermal method, then we can overcome of these problem. Okay, and this electric pulses, what they do, they inactivate the microorganisms and enzyme, and these microorganisms and enzymes are responsible for the food spoilage. Principle of electric field processing. Here we uses a high voltage pulses, that is around 10 to 80 kV per centimeter. We apply it into the food product. Okay, what, suppose that this is our food product. Now this food product are placed in between the two electrodes. One electrode and two electrode. One is your anode and another one is your cathode, and it causes the electroporation. of that microbial cell membrane. We have a microbial cell membrane, and it causes the electroporation, due to which the viability of the microorganism loses, and it can be done even at that minimum temperature rise. Okay, so that's why we can say that it come under the category of the non-thermal processing, because here only a minimum temperature rise take place. Okay, now come to the next slide. Types of the electric uh, field processing. The first one is your pulse electric field. Next is your oscillating electric field. Then moderate electric field. Okay, if we talk about the pulse electric field, so it is known as a short pulses of high voltage, means that we uses a very short pulses, but their voltage is very high. And oscillating electric field is what? It is a alternating field for mild processing. Okay, what we have to do, we use a alternating field, but very with a very mild processing. Moderate electric field, it is a continuous field at low voltage for heating and extraction. Continuous field, it is a continuous field and low voltage for heating extraction. Equipments component: high voltage pulse generator, treatment chamber with that electrodes, capacitor bank for energy storage, control system for voltage, pulse duration and frequency. Okay, so the first equipment is what? High voltage pulse generator. We have a generator, and that generator generate the high voltage pulse. Next is your chamber along with the electrodes, the chamber in which we put the food product and supply the electric field. Okay, that is known as a chamber. And electrode, that is your cathode and anode. Then capacitor bank for the energy storage. We have a capacitor bank, and that capacitor bank is only for that energy storage. Then control system for the voltage, pulse duration and frequency. Mechanism of microbial inactivation. Electric field create a membrane potential imbalance. Okay, we have an electric field, and that electric field, what they do, they created the membrane potential imbalance, due to which a pores is formed in between the microbial membrane. Suppose that there's some, like suppose that this is some bacteria. Now when we apply the electric field, then it created a membrane potential imbalance, due to which pores are formed. Suppose that this is a pores. Okay, now due to that pores, the microorganism die. Okay, because the leakage occur, and that leakage leads to the cell death in a non-thermal way. Here the cell death take place, but but without any increase in the temperature, because we are not using any temperature. Okay, only the deterioration of the microorganism take place by the electric field. That electric field created the pores into the membrane of the microorganism, and that due to that pores, the leakage take place, and when the leakages take place, ultimately the death of the microorganism occur. Process parameter. Here the key parameters included your electric field strength, which is about 10 to 80 kV per centimeter, pulse duration, number, temperature, pH and conductivity of the food matrix. So these are the process parameters. Effect on food constitute. Okay, so if we talk about the effect of that electric field into the food constitute. Now see what happened. If we talk about the protein, then there is a minimum denaturation take place. Okay, vitamins, high retention power, flavor, natural aroma preserve, texture, only minimal impact on that ferments and color of the food product. So you can see that all the nutritional properties are not affected by the electric, when we apply that minimal electric field. These proteins only a minimum denaturation take place. Even the quality of the vitamins are high retention power, flavor, the natural flavor of that aroma and all these things are preserved. Even there is minimal impact on that ferments of that texture of the food product, and even on the color of the food product. Application in food industry. If we talk about different industries of the food product, then what is the application in different industries? Like if we talk about the juices and beverages industry, so by using the light electric field, we preserve the that juices and beverages, means that we increases the shelf life. We increases the shelf life. The next is your milk and dairy industry. It is the when we use this technology, then it is alternative for the pasteurization. Pasteurization is used in a milk industry to kill the pathogenic microorganism. So if we use this electric field, so we can overcome the pasteurization. In liquid eggs, it is used for a shelf life extension. In plant extract, it is used for the improvement bioactive extraction. Next example, the first one is your fruit juice preservation. So when we use a pulse electric field treatment, then it ensures that the microbial safety, okay, means that this pulse electric field kill the microorganisms, but apart from killing the microorganism, it also maintain the vitamins present into the juices, and also maintain the sensory quality and extending the shelf life under the refrigeration condition. These all things are maintained by that methods. Now the next, in dairy industries, it is used to reduces the pathogenic microorganism. Pathogenic microorganism means that the disease causing microorganism like Listeria, E. coli, they are, or what they are, very dangerous microorganism. Okay, even it can cause a death in a human being if it is contaminated the food product, and that contaminated food product consumed by the human being. Present in milk, preserve flavor and color, and adds a fermentation in yogurt production. So this is a additional thing, like it also add that fermentation in yogurt production. Extraction application enhances the extraction of that pigments, polyphenols and oils, and this extraction is occurred due to the breakage of the plant cell, which is used in tomato, olive and grape juices industries. Advantages, they obviously they are non-thermal process, means that we cannot use heat. We are not using heat. Okay, nutrient retention, obviously when the heat is not used, then there is a minimum damage of the nutrition quality of the food product, so nutrient retention is high. Energy efficient, short processing time, because only we use a short wavelength, so the processing time is very short. No chemical preservative is required for the preservation. Limitation, it is only limited to the liquid and semi-liquid food. Okay, if we have a solid food, so we cannot preserve the solid food by this preservation technique. High equipment cost, obviously the equipment cost is very high. Uneven treatment of the viscous products, required strict voltage control. Comparison with the thermal processing, like feature thermal electric field, high exposure, high minimum, nutrient loss significant and low. Flavor changes in thermal technology, it is noticeable, but in electric field it is negligible. Energy use, we use a high energy in thermal processing, and moderate energy is used in that electric field. Safety and quality consideration, we have to fulfill the compile with that FDA EFSA standard, which is required proper calibration so that it will prevent the arcing and also ensure the uniform treatment. Recent advantage, integration with the ultrasound, ohmic heating, continuous flow system, and it also improve the electrode design. Environmental impact, it reduces the energy, water usage, lower the carbon footprint, support the sustainable food processing. Future prospect, expansion to that solid food, smart monitoring, integration, and increase the industrial adaptation expected. Conclusion, electric field processing is what? It is promising that non-thermal technology which is used for the preservation of the quality of the food product and safety, and they are also eco-friendly. Future research will be enhanced scalability and acceptance. So this is all about the today's lecture. I hope you will understand. But if you have any query related to this, you are freely to ask me in a comment box, or for a further detail, you can follow the ITLS Academy on different platforms, that is Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, and subscribe our channel ITLS Academy on YouTube and get our app from a Google Play. You can also ask your query to the helpline number that are already mentioned in your slide, that is 7080833450, and visit our website, that is www.itlsacademy.com. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe our channel.